nigga. Oh man.
Together. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
That boy said, ooh.
Yeah.
Oh man, you killing me, James. You killing me, bro. You killing me, dog.
Hey, you have to beat. I can only try to get close as I can to it.
Already, brother. Already.
The final word.
And it's final. Yeah, man.
Y'all know how I get down. Y'all know how I go.
Yep.
Ooh. Ooh.
Say, it bring it out of you, though, man. It does.
Oh, yeah, that beat.
Yeah, man. We always have
One. You gotta have a glass of wine. You know, at the end of the game, they talk about wine.
Ooh, we must be feeling good after that Atlanta, brother. God.
A-T. We had no people holding up the man, but they didn't know what they were doing.
Hey, bro, they thought we was giving them props, bro.
It was part of the joke.
Man, they was part of the joke the whole time, bro.
Oh
hey,
my God.
boy, Law, I don't know how you come up with that stuff. That boy Law say, man, A-T. L. Now listen, everybody that's listening, he emphasizing the L in L. Oh man, that was
because they Atlanta Falcons, like I said, they talk a lot of trash. I got a homeboy who's a Falcon fan, and every year we just go back and forth, and I ain't even been messing with him the last couple of years. You feel me?
Yeah.
Even when we beat him, I ain't even mess with him. And so, you know what? Now you mentioned, I'm gonna have to just get in his inbox because he ain't said one red cent. He ain't said one red cent. And I ain't trying to be that guy, but I am.
No, you gotta be that guy.
I'm gonna be that guy. I'm gonna be that guy. And then he'll be like, "Oh, it don't matter. I'm sorry anyway." They always say that. You weren't saying that. You weren't saying that before. We're gonna smash y'all. We're gonna smash y'all. Then we wasn't good no way.
Yeah, man. Ain't it amazing how the whole world is quiet this year? It's usually way more talking.
Oh yeah, my Cleveland Browns fan. He don't want to get in his inbox. He always be talking all this trash. And I'm the Browns. I don't even hate on the Browns, but you make me so mad about them. I'm gonna just want to kill them. And so now, what happened?
Hey, listen.
You feel me?
Hey, do I? Man, listen. Petty feels so good.
I can be, you feel me, boss? Like, I can be the super petty guy. Like, I can be super petty.
Yes.
I try not to be, but I can be petty guy.
Man.
Like, I'm real good at it.
Hey, I just think it's right, bro. If you petty to me, I got to get you back, man. Sorry, man. You know, after I go to church, I'll turn the other cheek. But Monday,
You're going to get that smack. The gloves.
Monday, we coming. What'd you say, the gloves?
The gloves.
Hey, Joe Trina said he shared already, man. Thank you, Joe.
Oh my.
And we gonna do it.
Trentino.
Yeah, man, the big moment.
Way from Italy, dog.
Yeah, man, out of
He's
Italy.
been there from the beginning, dog. He's been there from the beginning, man.
And say, listen, the Facebook emojis, they go on the show. Y'all just keep that in mind. So anybody want to enhance the show with them emojis? There you go, Joe. Here we go. My boy Joe, he got the big thumbs up emoji. Yeah, that's what Facebook do, man. So we can put y'all comments all the way in the show, bro. We rocking like that. All right, man. It's time to get the show on the road, man. We've been stalling. Let's get it. We first take that little off.
Get him, man.
Yeah, let's go, man. You know, we go give him the whole thing today. All right. Yeah. We ain't played the intro in a minute, man. We've been slacking. We gonna give y'all a little bit of that business, and then we gonna get right into the content with the fire crew.
Oh yeah. See, run it up
Kinda check
What's he gonna do?
I've been really in the
rush, I never feel. Lately, I just wanna
Run it up.
Don't need no deals, I make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Kinda check a song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too.
Man, that song just means something different when you 72.
Need them ones, I need them fives, need them tens, I need that change. To the top, got blues inside. Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with Elliot, I'm with T-Black, I'm with Red.
Oh, boy, people throw that money.
Still the same, now switching sides, man, it's about loyalty. You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer, I experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby girl, it's nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately,
Call it too legit. He said, "Call it too legit."
Yeah, too legit. It's on you, big.
Hammer on them fools.
Well, we got big homie. It's on you. We kicking it off with you, big homie.
Oh, we starting with me again,
man.
Okay, well, let's do this. How about them Cowboys, dog?
How
about them, man? You know, we talked about it last week. I made a post about it on my Twitter. I said the Cowboys need to have a dominating victory, not no win by 3, not no we took it in the fourth quarter and they pulled it out later on. Need to be all the way dominating so people can understand and know that this team is for real. No doubt needs to creep in, and we can be right back on it. And that game was really a blip in the road with the Broncos. But plus, the Broncos had a better defense than the Atlanta Falcons. Let's keep it real, too. But, you know, it was great to see them just go off like the way they did, and the way, especially the defense stepping up the way they did in the back end with Jordan Lewis, Anthony Brown, Diggs, all getting picks, especially Jordan Lewis had one of his best games of the season. Had like 2 tackles, had 3 pass defense, the interception. It was all over where, and I think his play, his first pass deflection on the 4th down, I believe, to me, I'm gonna say that was the play of the game, because right after that incompletion, Dallas went right down there and scored and took it to 14-3. Then it kind of got rolling after that. But he had 2 critical back-to-back pass defense. And I just really like how the way they stepped up. Dorrance Armstrong Jr. went nutty. He was, in that backfield. We needed them to do that thing. We were wondering, is Dorrance Armstrong, those guys going to step up? And they stepped up to the challenge, and that was a good thing to see.
Great stuff, Big Game James. Can you give one of them bomb things for Big Game James?
I get a glue bomb?
The bomb thing?
Glue bomb?
Oh,
yeah,
this
just,
one? Oh.
Just for the recap.
No, that's the horn, dog. You need the glue bomb.
The bomb?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta,
Hold on.
Incorporate that.
This right here?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
How you gonna do my dog?
Okay.
James?
Yeah, okay.
That's what he wanted. I know what you want, big homie.
No.
That's what you just got. That's what you just got.
Ricky!
Ricky! So,
Yeah.
I definitely want to talk
God.
about, obviously, the response with Atlanta. Because with Atlanta, it was epic what these guys did. And I actually said listen, I said if, focus on that word, if a loss would bring that type of Dallas out before the post, I would take another loss, even though I don't think they're going to need it, because everything came together. Like everything, special teams, offense, defense, they was consistent. Like, think about it. They literally tapped out Atlanta. They choked them out. They made them quit.
Make them tap out.
So it's one of those things, man, to where we showed the world that this is a Super Bowl team. And a lot of people not shy to say we are the top contender. It's just, and I think Big Game James said this a long time ago with the leadership of Dak. Bro, I think this is real. I think it's time for us to get over Jason Garrett and the fears that we've all learned to have, and the pessimism that we learn to have, because this is a totally new squad and a totally new regime, and we need to accept it. You got a beautiful woman, accept it. She good to you, go on, calm down.
Love the one you with, Luther. Oh, you want me to go ahead and roll with it?
Jump on in there, Law. We're being diplomatic today.
Shout out to you, the OC. I see him over there in the cut. If you guys ever eat barbecue, there's a lot of sauces out there, man. And I find myself going back to Sweet Baby Ray's, man. At the end of the day, they're consistent with their flavor. And I know that there's other barbecue sauces out there, right? But the consistency is what we're looking for. And what I'm looking at, people been looking at the blueprint and trying to find out the secret sauce of the Dallas Cowboys, like the movie way back in the days, The Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. You remember that? It was the special sauce that everybody wanted. And the special sauce, Cowboys being balanced, baby. With, of course, Ezekiel Elliott having the game that he had, and as well as Tony Pollard. None of those boys rushed for over 100 yards, but collectively they did. And they utilized with less equals more. 42 yards for Tony Pollard and 41 yards for Ezekiel Elliott. It keeps the team honest. And then the Cowboys being balanced the way they are with passing of the ball with Dak Prescott. That is the weapon. That is the secret sauce. So how do you break that down? How do you destroy that? You can't. And how you do that, the OC, is looking at this offensive line, the front five. I'm going to let him dive into that part of the conversational piece. But those guys, from 1 week to the next week, exceptional. So I believe if you keep Dak Prescott upright, you find alleyways and holes for the running back to get there. And then on top of that, you don't wait forever in the day to give the ball to the game changer. I'm going to give it up to you, Big Game James. You was right. Can you put the camera on Big Game James?
Oh, yeah, of course.
I just need to see his face. Tell him. You was right.
Hold on. We gonna do more than that.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
Big Game James.
Game changer.
Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time, man. Let's kick it.
Give the big homie the whole thing.
Big Game James, dog, you was right on See Dangerous Lamb. Shout out to the Lunatic for coining that name because they figured it out.
Hold on. Right on what?
Hold. Boss Cowboy, me, you and I, we all on the same page with Amari Cooper.
Okay.
But the game changer is getting the ball early and often to See Dangerous Lamb. You saw it was a pass to the flats, a bubble screen here, a deep pass, even though he's
leader in
receptions,
one-on-one. Leader in yards, leader in touchdowns. First Cowboys. I don't let me pull up the stats where he's got the 1,500 yards and TDs.
I know when to wave the white flag.
I appreciate you, Steve. That's why I like you, Lord. That's why I appreciate you. Boss is gonna fight it to the end. Boss is gonna fight it to the end. That's okay. He knows it. He knows in his heart now. Hey, OC.
What?
He knows. He knows in his heart. He knows in his heart. He knows. You know, because when you look at it, dog. Game-changing plays. Remember when we started this conversation way back, we said, who makes the game-changing plays? Now, who was the number one receiver? Now, who catches the ball and never drops it? Who was the game changer? And guess what? CeeDee Lamb is the game changer.
Oh, man, bro.
Hey, I love being a Cowboy.
God, dog, I'm not going to do it today, man.
Changer.
I'm not going to even do it.
Let's have
I'm
some fun.
not going to do it
Man.
today. All right, man. This is.
Let me use a metaphor, Boss Cowboy.
All right, please do.
Metaphor. Amari Cooper is the vase, but CeeDee Lamb is the water that goes into the vase. He holds everything, but you need the water. And he's fluent. You know what I'm saying? And that is what CeeDee Lamb is doing. And, of course, the person that's holding the vase, we can go all down into technicalities of it, is Dak Prescott. He's holding the vase, which is Amari Cooper. And the water that's being poured into the vase is See Dangerous Lamb. He just was able to fluent that thing, man. He was just so nice. Wasn't he nice, boss? Was he nice?
Oh, super nice. You ain't gonna get no nice. Lamb did his thing, bro. He did his thing. He did his thing all the way. But James is going too far with this game changer stuff, bro.
Now, really, you just gonna
man, listen, I'm finna end this whole debate right now. The camera's on me, so everybody gotta hush. Because I'm getting ready to talk up in here, bro. Because we know who the game changer is. Listen, before we...
It's a big thing for Boss Cowboy to actually say publicly
stick.
that he drunk Kool-Aid. Listen,
I do not drink Kool-Aid without first measuring. God, dog, man, gotta set order up in here, man. Let's set some order. Because there was a question that was asked the Minnesota game. It was 2 receivers on the game-winning drive, and they was having a conversation that we all know about. And this is how the conversation went. Who go catch this game-winning ball?
Don't do that.
No, I'm doing it because the guy that's the game changer was the guy who told the young pup how things was gonna go. He said, "Young pup, sit down. This is my ball," and he won off a bad hamstring. Y'all need to stop this.
Well, hold on. Okay, so you're saying that he won a game, right? He had a game change. He had a game-ending reception, right? The CeeDee?
No, it's more than that. I said more than that. Big. I said the grown men had a discussion, and he said, "Young pup, young Jedi, grasshopper. I need to talk to you."
I'm taking this one. No, he ain't gonna take everyone though. He said, "I'm gonna take this one. This one's mine." That's what he said. And
boy, you slick.
The young puck said, "Okay, you know what, Coop? I defer to you on this one." But guess what? That next one, boy, you know who's gonna get it. And like you said, we see who the first play of the game when you threw it to CeeDee and he turned up and got away down the field. You was already like, okay, yep. And did you see that laser that Dak threw off his back foot and the CeeDee with the toe tapping? Here's the thing about Amari Cooper. I love Cooper. I ain't never said I ain't love Cooper, but he's Mr. Silent Assassin. He's Mr. Consistent. He's going to get you those consistent plays, move those change. But the game-changing plays.
So when you talk about tempo-shifting plays, and you talk about run after catch threat, CeeDee Lamb is top 3 in the league in terms of run after the catch ability. That's why we started off early in this game throwing him the screen. He got busy throwing a ball to a spot in the end zone, right? They didn't throw it to CeeDee Lamb, right? They threw it to a spot. That's what Dak Prescott did backing up. He threw it up to a spot, Boss Cowboy, and CeeDee Lamb got there and made that touchdown, right? He beats everybody one-on-one, just about everybody one-on-one, okay? And he gets the chunk yardage. He don't catch and fall down. He ain't catching and cuddling. He's catching and trying to break a tackle, get up the field, and make a play. And he's done it all year long, Boss Cowboy. And that's why CeeDee Lamb is a game changer. No shade on anybody else. No disrespect to everybody. But CeeDee Lamb is the game changer.
Man, we got to pay some bills, man. We got some super chats.
And leader in touchdowns.
Oh my God!
See, he tried to sneak it. See, he tried to sneak that in there, man. Tried to get me back in this fight. Now I'm out of this fight. Let's pay some bills, bro.
Okay, that's cool.
Let's pay some bills. I ain't getting. Let's talk about some football. Quincy said with a super chat, if Collins start at right tackle, nepotism is real. Lord. And then Tyrone Church said Amari Cooper, the water law, because Cooper got to cover CeeDee Lamb, can eat with Cooper Lamb will struggle. Ooh, see, we're not going back to that. We're not going back to that.
That's not true now.
But this the deal.
Hey, my hands are up, man. I just like what I'm saying. I'm enjoying the moment. I'm enjoying the moment.
Yeah, they both ball. They both ball. But let's address that super chat because he said if Collins start at right tackle, nepotism is real.
Yeah, let me take that one. I don't know if nepotism is real in that scenario. I just think they're going with a lineup that they think gives them the best chance to win at this time, right? You notice in this game, and it wasn't because people have, I think, a little bit misstated what I'm about to say. They did use slide protection, right? They did use slide protection. But it wasn't just to help steal, right, on the left tackle. It was also based upon the alignment and how the Atlanta Falcons was trying to blitz an extra man off the blind side. So they use slide to catch any other A and B gap blitzes up the middle of that offensive line. So I think that, man, the key with this offensive line is change of pace, play calling, and solid fundamentals. And if you put these guys, and I think right now, Collins and Steele, if you put them in a position where they got to hold up for 5 or 6 seconds, you go get pressures and sacks. If you run tempo offense like they did this particular game, we saw a combination of the Minnesota Vikings game plan and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers game plan all mixed into one. We saw catch and release. We saw express offense with the screen game. We saw the crossing underneath routes. We saw the fade routes. We saw power football. If we keep consistent with this recipe, it doesn't matter almost who's up there blocking. We'll more than likely come away with a W, man.
Well, you're talking about a lot of slides, and I'm looking at placements too. Power, strength to power. And the biggest part that I saw that slowed down some of the momentum, although we was up, by many points, was a guy that wear number 5 and 2, everybody else we spoke glowingly of. And then on top of that, even Tyler Biadasz, he's stepping up a little bit, but a guy that wears number 5 and 2, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going to say his name, but he got on my nerves a little bit. What is going on? Is it mentally at this point, or is he just being out physical and he just reaching? What's going on with that?
Law. You know, on them 13 penalties though, Law. All of them some of them been bogus. I'm not just defending this guy, but some of them calls have been bogus that have been called on him. And here's the thing, and I think, Boss, me and you, we didn't talk about it, but I think you liked the tweet when I was like, it's crazy about Connor Williams because dude got 13 penalties, like damn near tops in the whole league. But then when you go about everything else, this is his best year on pressures. 9 games, only 10 pressures. Only giving up 1 sack. That was in week 5. You know what I mean? Like statistically across the board, and his total efficiency, blocking efficiency is as high as he's been in his career right now.
Right.
So it's crazy that we say this about the penalties and we get frustrated, but when you look on the other hand, he's having even a better year than he had last year, and last year was his career year.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just Connor Williams real quick. There's a good and a bad about Connor Williams, okay? Because I don't have shade against Connor Williams. I think he's a scrappy dude, man. I think he got a lot of heart. So here's the good of it. The good of it is that Connor Williams is completely committed to playing physical as he can play, and he has a win-at-all-cost mentality, right? Okay. That's holding you, that's hitting you, that's chugging you, that's doing whatever he can to make sure you don't beat him. That's the good of it, okay?
Yeah.
Now, here's the bad of it. The bad of it is he has a reputation now for holding. That's the bad of it. So when you get in games, the back judge is going to be looking at 52, and they're not going to call every penalty on a big game, James. I looked at some of this film. Now, he got away with some as well, right? So they didn't call every single call on him. So I guess the ones that he got away with maybe offset the bad ones they called on, maybe. But when you have a reputation for holding and your hands, or you hold on too long, I don't think it's mental, Law. This is physical. You're holding because you're overcompensating for strength deficits. That's why you hold and you're not moving your feet. So long term, I don't think the Cowboys resign him. I've said this again. If you have a healthy Tyron Smith, I feel no issues with checking out LC at that left guard position, putting Steele where he's more natural, right back at the right tackle position. Because honestly, Steele doesn't look comfortable playing that left tackle. He don't look comfortable. He's doing what he got to do. I commend him. He's hanging in there. But in terms of his feet and how he's carrying in the sets, man, he's not comfortable yet. So that's my take on it.
But OC, what are they going to do with McGovern, though? What are they going to do with Connor McGovern? You already had multiple times where they've had teams that tried to poach Connor McGovern, and they said no. So that tells me he's part of the future, right?
Right.
They keep on turning down trade.
Yep.
So shouldn't Connor McGovern get a shot at it right now? I feel what you're saying, OC, about the overall better player at the left guard, like overall. I get that. But isn't Connor McGovern pretty good? And do we really think that if we insert Connor McGovern right now, would the team fall off? Do we really believe that right now?
No, listen, big game. I agree with you. And I talked to Boss Cowboy about this off the air. I think that Connor Williams is probably like our 7th best offensive lineman, right? I think he's our seventh best offensive
Seventh.
lineman.
Wow.
Right? He has starting, but he's our seventh best. I like Connor McGovern over him today, right? So if you inserted Connor McGovern, I'm not mad at that at all. I think what's going to end up happening is that he's going to get a shot at it in the offseason, and they go look at him as a hybrid center and also guard. And based upon how Batty Ass finishes up, he may get a real strong look at the center position. That's what I see happening based upon how Batty Ass finishes up the rest of this year.
Well, let me ask y'all this before y'all jump into that. Go ahead with Coach Marv. I know I didn't see that on the screen. Go ahead.
My boy Coach Marv said, I'm telling you guys, Chris Jones for Kansas City would be a problem for Connor Williams. Facts. That's what he said.
Yeah. He's a problem for a lot of people.
No. We talking about our team.
Yeah, but he's different. I mean, Chris Jones is different. He's an all-pro. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to give a lot of people problems. But he is going to but let's keep it real, y'all. We said that, right? But even in that Tampa game, he had a little bit of his way. But Biadasz was the one that got killed in that game. For real, it was Biadasz that got killed in that game. It wasn't Connor Williams. It was Biadasz. He got murdered in that game against Tampa Bay. And I totally agree with it. We all been knowing that Connor Williams, his problem has always been power. That's been A1 day one. We understand that and we know that. But to sit there and say, oh, Chris Jones, because he's going against Connor Williams, like Connor Williams is going to have a terrible game, I just can't believe that. I'm sorry, not from me. I can't believe that he's just going to have a terrible game.
And then just to everybody's point about Connor Williams, like you said, Big Game James, he's having a hell of a year. 660 snaps, only allowed one sack, of course, and only one. It didn't even allow not one QB hit at all. The 10 pressures, of course, that's coming from the inside, as well as 13 penalties. But if I'm Connor Williams' agent or rep, I'm sitting here saying, hey, this guy has 660 snaps, and he only allowed one sack. And that's what I'm going home to all of these teams in the NFL, and I'm quite sure that he's going to get a fat check. But the Cowboys got to make that realization. Do they want to pay that, or do they want to insert Connor McGovern? That's gonna be the money talk right there to everyone.
Okay. Y'all want to hear from Jerry?
Yeah, here on good old Jerry.
Let's hear from Jerry. Let's let Jerry talk about this. Let's listen to Jerry on Lael.
Steven sounded pretty optimistic yesterday about Tyron coming back for the Chiefs game. How are you feeling about Tyron's return for Sunday?
I mirror that. I would say that I get the same information that he gets, and that's the way it looks. We'll see as the week goes along, but Tyron is very, I'd say not predictable is the word, but you can measure how he's doing, what he's doing.
See, that's real important what he just said, because they saying, Steven and Jerry saying they expecting him to practice Wednesday and they expecting him to play. But he also saying because of they've been dealing with him and his injuries a while, that he's predictable, meaning I'm pretty certain he go play. So anyway, let me keep going real quick.
He's the ultimate pro at this stage in his career, and you can get a good feel if he's going to be able to be active that week, and it looks good.
What are you envisioning happening with Steele when Tyron does return?
I don't know, and I don't know that we know right now, but
No, Jerry. No, Jerry. No. They asked him a specific question. They say, what's going to happen with T. Smith? I don't know. You telling me a billionaire.
No, but this is what I taken from Boss when he said that. I don't know. What he's saying is Terrence Steele has emerged now. Now, since Terrence Steele has emerged, now it's let's think about things. I don't think it's let's think about Tyron Smith automatically not going back into that lineup. I think they're just thinking about like you said, combinations now. Now they're just gonna keep on. I think every game they're gonna look at those games now. I think they will heavily look at these penalties now. I think they will come into factor now if there is changes. You know what I mean? Like any kind of little thing that they feel like, okay, well, let's kind of move this route and go this way. Let's see. But let's also say this about Terrence Steele. I know he played better in that Atlanta game, went from 9-11 pressures to like only had like 1. But let's also say Atlanta's defense isn't that good. It's not a good defensive front. And this is not diminishing Terrence Steele. But let's see him against some good rushers on that left side before we start saying, oh, it was only one game. Let's continue to see, because the Atlanta Falcons defense wasn't that great. That front wasn't that great. So let's continue to see how he's going to do on that left side, because I still think he's better right.
No doubt. I was saying, though, that Jerry knows what the plan is. That's what I'm saying. And the fact, he said he don't know, but he fully knows. Yeah, because they expecting T. Smith to come back. So you mean you expecting him to come back and y'all didn't have a conversation about what the lineup is going to be? They had that conversation.
Continuity got to be the answer, though. We seen how it was when we made the subtle switch with Denver Broncos, right?
Yep.
And then now a full week, there was like 2 weeks of practice, and everything looks better with the against the Atlanta Falcons. So what I don't want to see here is that 3 weeks down the line something else go with Tyron Smith, and I'm not saying that you bench Tyron Smith, but what I'm saying is that you got to figure out a way to put some bubble wrap around that thing so that you can get a healthy. Cause let's be real, we going to the playoffs, right?
Yeah,
we going to playoffs, right? So we want a healthy Tyron Smith in the playoff versus him coming out there.
Rest him as much as you can.
Rest as much as he can, and now we're getting the valuable lessons, the growing pains too, reps with Terrence. With Terrence Steele at left tackle.
Well, Law, I think T. Smith is going to play this game. So I think we go get an answer this week on what's going to happen with Steele or LC. And I'm going to tell y'all right now what I think is getting ready to happen.
What's going to happen, dog? What's going to happen?
The writing is on the wall. They getting ready to sit Connor Williams' butt down. I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Look, if they start leaking, because Wednesday, tomorrow, practice, it's going to be when they open to the media.
Yeah.
If they said, okay, now we are seeing multiple reps now for La'el Collins.
You hear multiple reps.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Multiple reps.
Because he was in left guard all last week, right?
Right. And see, but it makes sense for them to continue to talk in the public as if they have faith in Connor Williams. But Mike McCarthy, he's the total opposite. When you listen to Mike McCarthy talk about Connor Williams, he is shooting direct slugs at him. Listen.
Connor Williams, he had 3 more flags. He leads the NFL in penalties this season. How do you sort through? Is that just something that you have to kind of just take, or is, I guess how do you work your way through that problem?
Well, the process is the same every Monday, and that's for every player. We have a pretty extensive grading system. Every play is graded. It's documented. It's put into a format, and it's not only done just for the grading of the player, but it's also done to help the players. We can formulate self-scout cut-ups on not as much as, so much goes into game planning on what they're doing, but you got to really be on top of what you're doing and what you look like. And so you clearly have a vision of the mistakes you've made and put on film. So, that process went on this morning. So I'm more in an individual phase just because we went Victory Monday for the first time this year. So the meetings were set up between the players and the coaches on their own. So most guys were done by 1 o'clock today. Connor clearly understands the way he performed, and we have a very competitive offensive line room. So, we have a very competitive offensive line room. So performed, and we have a very competitive offensive line room. So, we'll see what the future brings.
We'll see what the future brings.
So listen, let me set the record straight on this real quick. If T. Smith is 80+%, he should play.
Right.
way. It's no way he should play. Put him right back at left tackle. He is the best left tackle on this team and one of the top 5 best left tackles in the NFL. The only question is now, are you going to start Steele right back at right tackle? If I was the offensive line coach, I'm not, but if I was, I would put Steele right back at right tackle and let him get right back to dominate. Say, sir, thank you for taking these 2 weeks for the team. We appreciate you. Get your butt right back at right tackle, and I expect you to dominate the same way you've been dominating. As for you, Connor Williams, you are on a short leash, sir. And, sir, if I see something I don't like, I'm taking you out of this game so fast, we ain't gonna even know what happened.
Yep.
So that is my perspective.
So you would have Leo Collins sitting. You would start Terrence Steele, and then you would say, "Well, Connor Williams, don't mess up because Leo Collins can take your spot." What? I don't want one of my best players sitting and waiting to see if Connor Williams gonna mess up.
Well, because this is the thing. The Cowboys are a marketing engine. And you got to give people enough room to hang themselves. Now, to your point, Big Game, you could automatically just sit Connor Williams, right? Or rotate and split reps, right? Or you could play it like, hey, man, we go probably give him some reps. But one way or the other, it doesn't matter because Connor Williams is going to mess up at some point in this game. No offense. No offense to people that love Connor Williams, okay? But I'm just saying. At some point he's going to mess up this game, right? And then you just say, hey, get your butt in there. Let's go.
Well, coach. So you say if you're the coach, right, OC?
Yeah.
How would you explain that to Jerry Wayne and also John Stephen Jones? Because they're going to be looking at you saying, "Okay, you making this decision. We want the results. We want the winning." So how are you going to explain to them on how you sitting back? I think he's $45 million, something like that. Lyle Collins he's not cheap.
Law, I'm going to be honest with you. I think they already know, bro. They already know because remember, 4 weeks ago. No, listen to me.
Put them right back in the lineup, boss.
Now listen to me. Remember, Jerry said 4 weeks ago, he quoted this. He said, I can see in the near future Steele and Lyle Collins on the field at the same time. Yeah, he said that 4 weeks ago. The only thing that messed them up from doing it, in my opinion, was T. Smith got hurt. So then they had to go contingency plan on another contingency plan. But
Jerry old as hell too.
But he's sharp as hell too. And Stephen Jones also talked about this. I got quotes from Stephen. I got quotes from Stephen, and everybody is taking those penalties serious. Now, this is what everybody got to realize. Connor Williams accounts for 18% of the team's penalties. He is number 1 in league in penalty yards in the entire league. So, I'm cool that he does play well. He's a dog. I would get in a dog fight with him any day. But he's on a very, very short leash. And this is the last thing I'm going to say, and I'm going to just open it up. The last thing I'm going to say is I don't see Jerry and Steven watching Steele get all these developmental reps and improving and then putting that on the shelf. Because you see him getting better and better and better, and they have to walk and chew bubblegum. And walking and chewing bubblegum means we getting good play out of him now, but we also building likely our future left tackle and right tackle for the future. Why would they stop that? Because the tackle is more valuable than the guard, and he's developing. And I think they know that.
Somebody said C. Will is the new Flozell. Big Flozell had it. Flozell can only hear out of one ear, right? He didn't have that many penalties.
No,
I mean, only thing I think the thing I didn't mean to cut you off, OC. But the only thing I'm gonna just say to that is that the way that they would not just say with the penalties behind the scenes, we know Connor Williams ain't coming back.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So there would be no loyalty if you did sit him. He's coming forward. Connor Williams is getting another contract. If the Cowboys bench him right now and he don't play the rest of the year,
getting paid.
Connor Williams is still getting a multi-year contract with another team. Mm-hmm. He's still getting a contract. He's only like 24 years old. He's getting another contract, and it's going to be a pretty decent contract.
Right.
So that ain't going to stop him from getting his money. So that's why I'm saying, like, the only way that they would do it behind the scenes would be like them penalties, and also that he ain't gonna be here no way next year. So you might as well get the running this. I want to see. I know we've been talking about Leia, but I want to see some Connor McGovern, dog, because you got him in hope packages, you got him at fullback, you send him out wide, he just playing good everything you do, and the team ain't going. And he's the guy that has the power that Connor Williams don't. That's what I loved about him. The only thing Connor Williams, to me, had over McGovern was, I thought, the athletic ability. But guess what? McGovern been playing fullback and stuff, so that let me know he can be a little bit athletic. So now I seen that, and I know he definitely has more power, and you're not pushing Connor McGovern back in the huddle. So why can't we see this now?
The way he performed, and we have a very competitive offensive line room. So,
to your point,
that Connor McGovern, man. That joker, man, he's also a team's favorite. Everybody talk glowingly of Connor McGovern.
Yeah. When you see how Mike McCarthy talk about McGovern, I think you're right, James. It could be him because he actually make the most sense. Mike McCarthy said, man, I love the athleticism of McGovern. And then think about all the stuff that he's doing, bro. They literally got that dude doing everything. Yeah. And he ain't offsides, tight end, fullback, center, guard, and he not missing a beat. If anybody is fully earned the right to get their chance, it's him, bro. It's him.
But let me ask you this, though, all of y'all. Don't y'all like the spontaneity that he bringing to the table, though?
Ooh, I do.
I do. You don't want him just isolated at one spot. Ooh, that joker right there, man.
I like the spontaneity, but I also like some good power every single down, and don't have to worry about 10-yard penalties too, because them big holding penalties, they come at the worst time. We've already seen it with Connor Williams. Boss just said about the penalty yards. Them penalty yards come at the wrong time. It'll be like a big gain. It's always like a 12 or 13-yard gain. Penalty, holding, number 52.
I know Tony Pollard was pissed. Yeah, Tony Pollard was mad, dog. Yeah.
And then even on this, you guys, I said this way before. If they really love Connor Williams all like that, and somebody said, well, it could be a luxury pick, I don't think so, because when you wanted your offensive tackle, you got Tyron Smith, you didn't draft nobody right behind him. When you got Zach Martin, you ain't drafted nobody. You said, these are our guys. When you drafted Connor Williams the next year, you drafted Connor McGovern at guard.
Preach. Boy, y'all better listen to Big Game James.
Well, look, guys, man, just like in case anybody's confused, Connor McGovern is a favorite son. This boy is a favorite son. So I don't think I think he's turned into a favorite son. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. And I think that he's.
I can see it. I can see it.
I
took me a while.
Was a coach.
I can see it.
I think regardless, he's going to get his chance. So I don't think we got to worry about Connor McGovern. I think regardless, he's going to get his chance. I think that they want to really let him sort out next year. And I think on the short term, if you want, as you said, Big Game, the $50 million man on the field, and you want power and strength at the point of attack, well, one of the best in the league right now, playing guard, however you want to do it, would be Collins at that left guard position. Talking about a power run blocker, talking about a guy that's strong just at the point of attack. His issue is still moving side to side and going upwards and backwards right now. But in terms of going straight ahead and banging and creating space, man, he'd be one of the best out there. So to me, that makes sense. Now you can leave McGovern at fullback. Now you can put McGovern in a power package. You can put him at tight end. Now you can do all the nuanced stuff that you've been doing anyway with Connor McGovern.
I want Connor McGovern to play.
Yeah. I want him to play.
He's better. I want him to play. Put him in, coach. Put him in because this team I don't think is going to fall off. And just like you said, OC, I think he's the favorite son. I think they really like him too because his dad, when Connor McGovern grew up, he grew up a football son, like a football. His dad was a coach. So
I didn't know that.
You know, I talked to Cover a few times. I interviewed him. He didn't get to eat, wasn't eating the sweets, wasn't doing anything. His dad raised him to play in the NFL. That's what he raised him to play in the NFL. And so that's already been since the very beginning. And I think the Cowboys like that hard work, that gritty style that he has, and that he's versatile. And I think that's why they really love him, and that's why he's become the favorite son, because you don't like somebody if there's been multiple times when teams have said, "What's up with Connor McGovern?" They said no.
Right.
The game that got my attention on McGovern was last year against Washington team. Everybody else was giving up sacks, but that guy in the middle, man, Connor McGovern.
Yeah,
I mean,
man.
that was the game that I was like, yeah, he's a real one.
Say, check this out. We got us a nice little old super chat. I want to address this one, and then we gonna move off of this topic because I know we stayed on this a lot. Coach Marv said with a $5 super chat. And if y'all got some super chats on your channel, obviously we'll take those too. And Big Game James, we want to respect everybody that's tuning in on everybody's channels. But he said, major question. I know Connor Williams is playing okay. I grant that. But do y'all think Collins is a better guard than McGovern and Williams? He asking, is Layell a better guard than McGovern and Williams? I guess we'll go around. We'll start with you, Big.
I'm going to say athletically, I think he is because it suits him better because of his knees and things of that nature. I do. I think he's naturally the better left guard than both of those guys. So, yes. But I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I just hope they figure it out because I want to see Steele and Collins play and McGovern in there. You know what I mean? I just hope they somehow figure it out because I don't know, man. It's the good thing about this, fellas. This is a good problem to have.
It's great,
right?
This is because one thing that we've always been screaming about with the Cowboys is depth, and that's what's been so huge for the Cowboys this year is the depth. Mm-hmm. It hasn't just been our front line guys. We've always had the front line guys, but we've always been lacking that depth. And when we had a major injury, any one or two injuries, season's over. Now you don't have that. So, like I said, I don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's a good problem to have when you got guys that can come right in and not miss a beat. And that's the thing that you want for championship teams. That's what you want to build, your depth, not just your starters. So when your starters go out, you don't fall off and the guy comes right in and he can still keep the thing moving. And that's when you build your championship team, and those guys are cheaper. So I'm feeling good right now, fellas. I'm feeling good about these Cowboys, man. As we get ready to head to these Chiefs. I'm feeling real good, especially after this big-time victory. I feel like it just really solidified their series. And, me and you talked about this, boss. I think it's different because of Dak. I just really think that, when the Joneses really signed Dak and didn't have the controversy going into the draft, or is he signed, is he not signed? When they signed him, I think that really put him at ease, like, okay, let's do this. You feel me? Because you guys should know when you're trying to play for a contract, or you always got in the back of your head, oh, if I throw an interception, oh, what are they going to say? You know what I mean? Once he got his money, that's like anything else. The mind came at ease, and now we can just straight focus. And I think that was the biggest thing, him getting his money before all the controversy, and he just really put the stamp on the team. And I think that's one of the reasons. I know Mike McCarthy, I ain't dissing him, Kellen Moore, Dan Quinn, but Dak Prescott has been the forefront of this, especially after he got his contract. He's solidified, and I think that's the major reason why Cowboys are 7-2 right now.
Oh, wow, man, shoot. Can you give that brother one of those applause or something,
Perfect.
Yeah, there we go. That boy good.
Perfect.
Yeah. I mean, we don't even have to talk about the offensive line at this point, as long as you got number 4 playing the way he's playing and making the shifts and adjustments and making sure that he's reading, even on that big play to Big James guy, the game changer. I couldn't even say it quickly, but Big Game James guy, the game changer. It was 5 versus 6. He knew the pressure was coming. 0 coverage. Dak Prescott drops back, and CeeDee Lamb runs a 7 route, and he's able to plug him. Money shot. So that is what Dak Prescott brings to the table. Now, when we start talking about the Dallas Cowboys in the future, Dallas Cowboys versus the Kansas City Chiefs, I'm quite sure that Dak Prescott heard all of the noise in the news all off season that how much that this guy, they got half of or $250 million, Pat Mahomes, that he would never become a guy like Pat Mahomes. So I'm quite sure that Dak Prescott is looking at this opportunity not to show up on anybody, to show out on anybody, but I'm quite sure that Dak Prescott is willing to play his best game on Sunday.
Yeah, man, I think that, if you look at going to Coach Marv's question, I think that obviously McGovern, in my opinion, and Kyle are better left guards than Connor Williams, right? Now, how Leal adjusts on quick movement and pass pro is my only question on the inside based upon what I've seen with his legs. That's my only question about him. But if he handles that, and he should handle it because he's fighting in a phone booth versus standing out in the street corner fighting and tackle, I think that he would clearly, based on experience and just his raw power, I think that he would be the best left guard, to answer Coach Marv's question.
Okay. And I also believe that Lael Collins will be a better left guard than Connor Williams. And I also believe Lael has a higher upside than McGovern. I remember when Lael was drafted. He was drafted as a top 20 guy at both guard and tackle, both. And he has a lot of experience playing left guard, even though it was a while ago. He still has a lot of experience. And on top of that, he said out his own mouth that he favors playing on the left side. So to me, all the stars aligned. And he also, by playing right tackle, is getting him better game shape. So the best timing to do it is when you had to throw him out there to get his game win going. And so I do think, absolutely, Coach Marv, that the better guy out of the three is Lael. The guy that deserves it the most, McGovern, to be honest. I think he deserves it the most. I think he's been asked to do a lot. I think he's been completely unselfish. I think he's a road grader, like the OC says. But the upside is also very clear to me with Lael. Now listen to this.
So we'll see how the practices go. But again, actually Collins who really did some good things out there. He's going to get better. He's as he moves on into the season, which is really a great thing for us because he's the Collins is the enforcer of the offensive line. He's your attitude in the offensive line. He's got a dark side, and it's a good side.
The dark side.
So he's productive for us when we get him out there.
Listen, Connor Williams, he can't make no mistakes against Kansas City. I'm telling you, if T. Smith is out there, even if they start the game with Connor Williams, bro, I'm telling you, he can't slip on a drip. He gone. Because Jerry is making it clear. He making it clear. Lael has a position on his line. And I'm just telling y'all, I don't think Steele is going nowhere, y'all. I just think our front office, how do you sit a guy who's showing that when you give him the reps, he make the most use of it? Why do you stop that development? You can't. And why would you do that for a guy you know you're not keeping? It don't make sense. Like, why would you, I'm just trying to think to myself, why in the world would you say this guy is continually, we just threw this guy at left tackle with no experience and he swam after 1 week and after he got killed, talking about Steele. Then a week later, he plays much better and not even all the way comfortable yet. You go sit that on the bench? Nah.
No, man. That ain't happening, man. I mean, that dude's going.
No.
And I'm telling you, I'm not sure exactly how those scenarios go. I told you what I would do if I'm the coach, but I think that it's already a plan of action in place to get Collins at left guard. I mean, we've talked about it for weeks, man. And, hey, it's no shade on anybody. It's just, man, what's best for the team right now. And the power player, and when you talk about enforcer, right, if you hear the offense, you hear the owner, say enforcer, he's not talking about pass protection. He ain't talking about pass protection.
Nope.
He's talking about banging boys,
Yep.
running over you, hitting you in your mouth, knocking you down, creating lanes, and being extremely physical and making you quit. Hitting you and making you quit. See, that's that old school football. We used to call it smash mouth football. Some coaches, Coach Marvin, say 3 yards in the cloud and the dust. It's lining up and just taking your soul, hitting you and hitting you and hitting you and driving you, and you trying to stand up and beat the block, and you can't. You know why? Because you just ain't strong enough, and you're getting overpowered.
The OC.
The film breakdown.
I know we pretty much covered all of that. I wanted to get y'all thoughts on Kansas City. What we gonna do about Kansas?
One of the things that I like to bring out is that what Coach said, Mike McCarthy said about Dak Prescott.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and that's a hard word to say, you know what I'm saying, to a man. He said he loves Dak Prescott.
He did. He sure did.
Yeah.
You been listening.
Dog, I was listening. I said, dog, he said he love him, man.
He sure did.
LOVE. You know, that's a hard word for a coach to say to a player or say about.
Because he didn't love Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, I'll wait for him to say, hey, I
love Aaron Rodgers. So he probably feeling great that I dealt with Aaron Rodgers, even though we won. I actually got somebody I'm coaching that I actually love, that we actually have a genuine relationship. But just to bounce off what you said, Law, when you was talking about Pat Mahomes and Dak Prescott, and you were talking about, hey, he may not take it personal, like, oh, I'm trying to outplay you, like,
right,
that'll take the forefront over the win. But I definitely think it's in the back of his head, like, yeah, I'm going to have to let y'all know that I am just as good, if not better, than a Pat Mahomes. If we're looking at it this year, passer rating went clean. Dak Prescott over Pat Mahomes, 121 to 109. Passer rating under pressure, Dak Prescott, 80. Pat Mahomes, 66. Big time throws, Dak Prescott, 5.3. Pat Mahomes, 2.8%. Turnover worthy plays, Pat Mahomes, 3%. Dak Prescott, 2%. You get what I'm saying? So when we look at these stats right here, Dak is just playing every bit of Pat Mahomes. So everybody can automatically say, oh, what this and that and this. But we ain't talking about who looks like the natural thrower or who this and that. We talking about who's a dog and who's the winner and who's going to get their team. I'm telling you, man, just Dak's person. I mean, when I look at Pat Mahomes is a dog, right? He's a dog.
Right.
But do I know if he's the leader like Dak, though?
No.
You feel me? You feel me? He ain't that.
Totally feel you.
He ain't that.
Oh, yeah.
And that goes a long way, because Dak has made himself into this top quarterback, and he already had them qualities before. So that's why I say he better. You heard me say it.
Where that growl button, Law? Where that growl?
Man, you know, I told you about soundboard.
Oh, that's
man.
right.
The kid that broke it. The kids that broke it.
I got your back, Law. I got your back. I got your back.
Perfect.
Oh my gosh, man.
Yeah, I had to get that boy one of those.
Perfect.
Straight up, man. Had to give him one of them. God dog, man. That boy brought that juice. So, Law, OC, man, what we gonna do about Kansas City?
Hold before you go further.
Okay.
I just need to do a poll right quick for those that's watching. These are Cowboy fans. We got a lot of people watching right now. Who's better, Dak Prescott or Pat Mahomes? Give me the plus or minus side. Give me the greater than, lesser than side.
I'm liking this.
I want to know.
They're just gonna say Super Bowls. They just gonna say the Super Bowl. That's the only thing they can use right now. But that's the only thing they can say.
I'm liking
don't
this.
Use that. Don't use Super Bowl. Don't use Super Bowl.
Don't use Super Bowl, because I can only imagine what Pat Mahomes would have looked like under Jace and Garrett. You know. Okay. Man. I see a lot of people. Y'all keep posting. Speaking with your chest. You know.
Yeah, I'm going with 4, bro.
Put 4 in the comment box if you feel that 4 is better than 50.
And I'm gonna tell you why you gotta go with 4. I'm gonna tell everybody why. Yeah, Mahomes has more arm talent. We not crazy. Now we talking about arm talent, but arm talent is not quarterback. Quarterback is everything. It's decision making. It's where that ball is placed. It's how you lead your team. It's who can handle Dallas.
Oh my gosh. Hey, boss. I know you around the same age I am.
Yeah.
And so is Big Game James.
Yeah.
Jim Kelly who had more arm talent, Jim Kelly or Troy Aikman?
Jim Kelly. Jim Kelly could slang that thing. Jim Kelly could
slang it.
Jim Kelly.
Jim Kelly
slang it like a mother.
Slang it.
But I'm gonna ask you, which quarterback you want to go down with? You know what I'm saying?
All day. The Ake dog. The Aikman. The Aikmanator. The Aikmanis. Aikmanominous.
And you know what's even crazy about what you just said with that law? That Aikman even said himself, hey, I could throw like all them dudes. I was just as good as them, but in our offense,
get it.
It didn't really call for me to really do all that. So I had to really kind of just play a different type of game and had to be one of the most accurate type quarterbacks out there. What's Dak accuracy out there right now? I'm just saying.
Ooh, top in the league. He top in the league. He top in the league.
What's on fire? Yeah.
What is the answer for this guy? Oh, y'all forgive me.
Oh,
my bad. Little bit of a camera glitch real quick.
I like, wait a minute.
Perfect.
Who is she? Perfect.
Yeah, because she is definitely, let me see if I can get that.
Oh, my gosh, man.
Yes.
Wait a minute. She's distraction, man.
My bad. Let me. Can y'all stay focused? What's the answer for my boy Kelsey?
Well, let me say,
Jordan Lewis, baby.
Boy, you ain't paying no attention. She got you tripping.
Let me say this, man. I'm gonna give you.
Oh my goodness, OC. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, OC. Just one. All right. Go ahead, OC. Go ahead, OC.
I'm gonna give you one. I'm gonna give you the answer. But first, let me say why Dak Prescott is the better quarterback. It's 2 words. All right, maturity and responsibility. So Dak Prescott is a more mature person, and he's the most responsible person. I'm not just talking about like his personal life. I'm talking about in the football game. He's responsible with the football. He don't force the football. He don't let you rush him into making bad throws. 9 out of 10 times, he's not going to make a bad throw. He's going to play within himself, and he's going to make the plays he's supposed to make. And that leads to a reduction in turnovers. We know that Patty Mahomes is going to throw this ball away once or twice this game, right? Y'all know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He's going to get the ball to us. He gives the ball to us.
Talk.
Okay? He's going to put pressure on him, and he's going to give the ball to us. And when we score off of turnovers, that's going to be the difference in this game. Now, when you talk about Kelsey is a guy, man, he's ultra talented, man. He's probably going toward one of the best tight ends that ever played the game, to be honest, all right? So you don't really stop him, right? But what you do with him is that you contain him so that he's not ripping up the seam and making athletic plays and making catches on undersized safeties. But we got the perfect sauce for this guy. We got the perfect sauce for this guy.
Curse.
That can cover him, that can neutralize some of the things that they want to do with him. No, I'm going to tell you who he is. Curse.
I said that. That's what I just said.
Well, they didn't put Curse on Kyle Pitts. They put Jordan Lewis on Kyle Pitts.
Ooh, talk low.
I'm not saying that Kelsey
and
Kyle Pitts are the same person. But what I'm saying is that I'm looking at their alignment and assignment, and they had Curse down inside the box there. So are you going to compromise?
Curse ain't great in coverage. Curse
ain't great in coverage now. You know, he's good in hitting. Yeah, he's good on intermediate routes and hitting. Yeah.
Remember I told you that, boss.
What?
I said Curse wasn't great in coverage.
He's not.
From A1 day one.
No, he's not. But
he good at tight ends, though. That's what he good at. He good at tight ends, big. Remember what he did to Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert was all in his feelings because of Curse. And Dallas is a good tight end.
Sus. He's sus right now.
He's sus?
No.
And he ain't no Kelsey.
No, he not Kelsey. He not Kelsey. But listen, I'm not debating the matchup because Law made a good point. Chess-wise, we all thinking Curse, but it could be, to Law's point, a Jordan Lewis. It could.
And I don't want that
Like,
either.
for real.
I didn't want it against Kyle Pitts, but Jordan Lewis, he had a hell of a game.
Yes,
I was
he
like,
did.
Wow,
Yes, he
where's
did.
Jordan Lewis.
Talk that talk, Law. Talk it. Say it.
Oh my goodness,
Say it.
man. Jordan Lewis. I'm not gonna say hip pocket. I've been banished from saying
No,
that.
no, you was right. Why would you not say that when you telling the
I
truth?
can't say that. Right? Ain't it right, Big A? I can't call him. I can't call him.
Yeah,
hip
we
pocket.
can't. Yeah, they be getting mad at you when you call him hip pocket Lewis. Like you're like, ain't no hip pocket. Don't you dare call him that.
Why would
Yeah,
people
but he
be
was
mad when they win at
Because-
Jordan Lewis?
You know why, boss. You know why, boss.
I don't. But hey, I'll move on. I feel the vibes. I will move on.
Hell of a game. Hell of a game, Jordan Lewis.
Say, and Jordan Lewis, man. You know what I'm gonna say?
Turned all the way up.
Yes, and I'm gonna say this, and I mean this when I say this. I think he might be Diggs too. Y'all heard what I said?
He ain't no Diggs. Dude.
No, listen.
He ain't no playmaker like him.
No, listen.
But before you finish,
no, let me tell you why.
I want you to finish. Okay.
I'm gonna just tell you why. I think he needed to get his confidence. You remember what they was calling him before Diggs even got here? They was calling him ball guy, because
Big facts.
He has a tendency to get in the ball, and a game like what just happened with Atlanta, that almost took him back to the confidence of 2017. And if he grows his confidence as high as Anthony Brown grew his confidence, bro, you go see two guys.
That's what we need to talk about right now.
In the secondary that's good at making plays on the ball. And I'm talking about Jordan Lewis. I think Jordan Lewis go get him about 3 or 4 more picks. Mark my words.
Ooh, man, don't you
before
know
the
what
season is out. Mark my words.
2 right now. You got 2 right.
And I said 4 before the season is out.
Well, I'm saying Anthony Brown has 3. So
yeah, he
before we
balling.
talk about anything, let me go ahead and give him props because I think they're only completing like 54% against him. He has the best, besides Trevin Diggs, completion percentage against on the whole team. And he's like, I think, the 3rd leading tackler. Has 3 interceptions. Gotta give some Anthony Brown props because he's been much maligned. And remember we talked about this, boss.
Hey, Big AJ, look at his run support grade too. Look at his run support grade while you're over there. Look at his run support grade on AB.
Oh, he's real good in the run game. Hey, he's very efficient tackling. He's been a really good tackler. But I think me and Boss had talked about this. You remember the game? I think it was. What did he have a pick? Was it Philly? Did he have a pick?
Philly.
Yeah. You remember when he got that pick, and we were all getting on Anthony Brown, and he got the interception. We're like, oh, Anthony Brown got an interception. You still trash, right? Like,
right.
Yeah, he's still trash, right?
Boy, real. He keeping it so real.
But what I was looking at though, was everybody on the team ran over to him.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Dak Prescott was one of the first people ran over to him.
True.
So that let me know that behind the walls, they're all saying you a good player, so don't worry about what nobody else is saying. And he has that support as the team, and that's another step of growth, I think, that the team has taken. Because you had Anthony Brown, who's maligned in the media from all of us, but he continued to fight, and the team continued to back him and pat him on the head anytime there was a play. If y'all noticed that, y'all should notice that. When anytime Anthony Brown make a little play, they ran over to him, tapping him up. You know what I'm saying? That goes a long way, boss.
Totally.
Y'all know, OC, boss, if you might be in a struggle and your team is still behind you, tapping you on the head, saying it's okay, it gives you that confidence back. It keeps that confidence there for you to keep playing good ball.
No doubt, man. No doubt. Well said, man. Yeah, man. Look, man, he's been much maligned by myself. And
hold on, malign is too strong of a word because I don't think any of us.
Well, he's been criticized. Okay.
Yeah, criticized for sure.
Right. That's accurate. Criticized. All right, by myself. And look, man, I said 4 games. He's proved me wrong, man. This dude is balling. Look, shout out to the DB coach Al Harris, man, who got this boy playing great. And the belief that Dan Quinn and the faith they put into this guy that's having him really step up. But one thing I'll say, man, when you have a couple dogs, and now they got some dogs in that defense, you can take a C+ player and you can make them a B+ player. because a rising tide raises all ships. And that's what I think it is with some of the players on our team, including Anthony Brown, man. The culture of performance, the culture and the expectation and the grit of some of the players on the team is causing him and several other people to rise, man. So great job by him.
Yeah, so I do have a couple. Go ahead, Law.
I was going to say, I got this shovel in my hand for a reason. And it's not for Trayvon Diggs. It's because I've been putting dirt all over Anthony Brown. Just after week one. Only one person came to his defense. I believe it was Okoye. You know, he was like, nah, Law, he was okay, man. It was just that AB versus AB. It was going to happen to anybody, you know. And I was like, nah, I got the shovel. I'm ready to put in anybody. Look, I can roll out there. But, you know, Anthony Brown, I'm not going to give him no praises because I think that this is working. The more dirt I put on him,
keep
the
going.
better he plays. I'm gonna keep going.
Throw that dirt on him, bro.
I ain't gonna give him no shine, but shout out to Anthony Brown, though. Shout out to him. Won't put some more dirt on you, though. 3, 2, 1, drop it. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best.
Those grills rub it hard.
Let's go.
It's time to
Oh man, say that boy pulled out a shovel.
I'm gonna keep putting that dirt on him. The moment you give him praises, boy, something happened to him.
Fellas.
Oh, why you gonna show that picture, man? Come
on,
man.
We talking football. That's why I'm showing the picture, bro. You know what I'm saying? So what's the answer? What's the answer to the riddle?
Bracket. Get a guy on
a whole lot of pressure. That's a whole lot of pressure. We gotta get a whole lot of pressure on Mahomes. A whole lot of it. The way they like gangbusters because that secondary played better last week. It did against them Falcons, but it is gonna be a animal coming with a lot of those fast receivers. That's going to be tough, and if they letting Mahomes be in there too long in that pocket, could be some bad things that could happen. So Dallas definitely needs that front line without Randy Gregory another game. DeMarcus Lawrence still probably going to be out. They got to get a whole lot of pressure. Michael Parsons, Dorrance Armstrong Jr., whatever you did in that game, you better do it again.
Man, this is a simple answer, man, and this is how you really take away Hill out of the game. Is you play cover 2, right? And you go shade that safety every time he runs those deep routes every single time, man. And the key is really, to me, and I want to get your feedback on this, Boss Cowboy, because you're the cornerback here along with Law. Man, you got to be as deep as the deepest, man. You can't get caught peeking and play action passes. No, man, you got to be playing deep to take away those deep patterns because we know that Pat Mahomes is impatient. And we know that if you force him to throw underneath, he's going to get impatient and try to force a football. And if he forces that football, that's when we go get the picks on this guy. So, yeah, bracket coverage, but cover 2, man. Safety help over the top every single time, man. And really, I would almost bracket rush Pat Mahomes because he's very, very quick-footed. He gets out of the pocket, makes off-platform throws very, very well. So, me, I want to bracket rush this kid. I want to force him to try to step up in the pocket and make throws. Not a
Hey, OC, let me ask you this though, and I know Boss know this answer already in Big Game James. What's the weakness of every cover 2 on the field?
Weakness of every cover 2 is the middle of the field, man.
Middle of the field. So you know they run as deep drags and they send Kelsey vert. They line up, they motion him back inside and they send him vert, and that's the issue there because you're gonna pretty much have him singling out by himself, and you got to have a damn good sticky nickel guy or safety that can follow Kelsey. Yep. So how do you do that on a cover 2 on a consistent basis?
Yeah, that's simple. You can disguise the cover 2 by showing a 3-4. To your point, disguise coming out in the 3-4 shell, right, and still running it. You can run the 4-3 over. You also can do this, and this is what we hadn't talked about yet, but you get me accelerate on my points, Law, and I like it. So here's the deal. You also got somebody else that could totally eliminate this kid. He's called number 11. His name is Michael Parsons. On third down, you do have the option to put a sticky on him that can run with this kid easy and that will deny balls and and that can deny balls that are even thrown high because he's just competitive. He's going to compete. That's Michael Parsons. So that's what you got underneath if you want to run the cover 2. Those are some options. That's why, in my personal opinion, put a bigger, longer defender on him in Devon Kearse, who can actually handle big body guys that have elite speed. And he's actually did this previously this year, and also in Detroit, he's handled big body players that are not quick and shifty. I think he will be fine with Kelce in coverage, which would be my opinion on how you do that while you run a cover 2.
You talking about like jam him underneath or off ball?
Yeah, jam him underneath because we're trying to get pressure. Jam him underneath, no free releases. No free releases. Jam him, make his life miserable. He's a great route runner. He's going to fight to get open anyway. So fight this kid and don't make it easy on him. That's just my take. What do you think, Law?
Oh, my gosh, man.
I watched how Green Bay played them.
No.
And they played them, and they left them with very limited points. And it was exactly what you said, OC, where they played a lot of cover 2, and they was definitely – putting 2 safeties in the back, right? And they was basically daring Mahomes to run it. See, when they do Dallas like that, Dallas will run the ball.
Right.
You dare us to run? Oh, we running. But Kansas City, their weak spot, in my opinion, OC, has been Mahomes basically being too gunshot happy and forcing it. He's been trying to force it downfield. The scary part, though, I'm being honest with you, OC, Law, and Big Game. I'm being all the way honest. This is the thing that I fear. I think they've adjusted to the adjustment. That's what we just saw with the Raiders. So, huh?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they adjusted to the adjustment on them. I'm being honest. When you watch the Raiders game, because I've been breaking down their film today, so I'm kind of familiar with what they're. Yeah, pretty fresh, bro. I've been cracking their film all day, but now Mahomes is getting like Dak to where he's taking what the defense gives him, so he's more patient. So it's almost like the game plan you talking about, OC, was working, but now Kansas City is being a lot more patient with his decision making. They basically figured it out. So
James go, Big Game James go. I'm gonna ask you a question to follow up on that.
All right,
boss. But
all right.
Big Game go.
Cool.
Oh, I was just gonna say that the biggest thing to me is when we're talking about in this game, Dallas got to play with a lead. Dallas has to play with a lead because if we're going to talk about that, I still think that Pat Mahomes still will have that because he's got that natural trait to want to get it deep, like OC was talking about. He's still going to have that impatience. So if Cowboys can jump on them early, especially up in KC, get on them like a 14-3 early, that's going to have Mahomes that natural thing in his head. Right. I got to make a play. I got to make a play. I got to make a play. And that's when Dallas needs to be. We're opportunistic, right? We're still over +5 in the turnover battle. So we're still getting turnovers. So that can fall right into the Cowboys' hand. Cowboys have to play with a lead Sunday.
We'll see.
I want to know this one right quick, boss.
Yo.
Who's that weak one? Who's that weak one on that front five? Because Pat Mahomes do got 10 interceptions, right? Due to pressure and things like that. And he's been sacked a plethora of times. So who is the guy on that front five since you've been watching tape? Because I haven't plugged the tape in yet. I'm going to start tonight. But who's been that guy?
They strengthened both of their tackles.
Okay.
To me, the real weakness is Mahomes. And the mentality of Mahomes. I know that sounds crazy.
So he's getting protected. He's just not trusting himself. So he got protection.
He's just, from the film that I'm watching, he's so used to being the miracle guy that when you put extra defenders back there, he still tries to throw into it. So what he haven't learned patience. Right, he haven't learned like Dak Dak is like, bro, I'm so cool with Zeke and Pollard winning this game. I'm cool with that. Mahomes is so used to, oh, you got to carry the team, do everything. I don't think it's the front that's the weakness. I think it's Mahomes that's the weakness, and I think Big Game is right. If we can get ahead of them, you kind of baiting them into his weak spot, right? Trying to bait him into that tendency to try to make plays and do too much. And then when you do that with our opportunistic secondary, he playing into our hands. So it sounds like a cop-out, but I'm saying it like this, Law. Big James, I'm going to steal what he said and say our offense is our defense.
No doubt.
And I'll jump back in and say something, too. And that's why, Boss Cowboy, I mentioned, go ahead and play the same type of fronts, right? Take away the deep throws. Force him to be patient. We know this is an explosive offense. These guys will go score, right? But we just want you to score fast. We to drive the football. And if you got to drive the football, and I know at some point, I fully believe he's going to make some mistakes in this game because I don't think he's fully learned the lesson. I know they have adjusted to the adjustment, but I don't trust Pat Mahomes to be patient because I don't think right now, I think he will next year. I don't think he has the maturity to be patient. Going back to that one, I don't think he has the maturity to be completely patient. And he is going to get antsy and force the ball in certain spots. And when he does, we'll be there to take advantage of it. So the bend but don't break philosophy, Boss Cowboy, is how I want to defend the Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, I love it.
You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say this. If you Law, I'm gonna say the weak spots is Orlando Brown Jr. and Trey Smith, but especially Orlando Brown Jr. Didn't they get him in a trade or something like that?
Yeah.
I think they got him from the Ravens, right?
Yep.
Well, him and Smith are highest on the team with pressures, 28 and 26 respectively.
Woo!
And he's already given up thus 4 and 3 sacks. Smith has given up 4. Brown has given up 3, but just the last game, 3 pressures, 3 hurries. And they brought him over because they were like, hey, we need to get this back together because we need to give Mahomes. But he hasn't been playing the greatest since he's coming over there. So, know what? I mentioned Mayfield, Jalen Mayfield, the rookie from Michigan. I said watch him and go after him. He gave up like 5 sacks and 31 pressures. And you see Dorrance Armstrong Jr. did that move on him. Whoop, whoop. Sack. So keep an eye on Orlando Brown Jr. I'm going to say him. He's a weak link.
Good facts, Big. Great job.
Big game. James off the top rope.
Straight up. Loved it. So, final words for me is Dallas is definitely a Super Bowl contending team. This is going to be a fun football game. This is Tampa all over again, to where win or lose, this is going to be how we size ourselves against formidable opponents. Even with the record, we still go in there and treat them like they are the formidable, they are a opponent to take serious. So I know we're the better team, and as a final word, I'm gonna say this for sure. Isn't it crazy to where 2 years ago, or even just last year, Kansas City was considered the high-powered offense. Now, Dallas is clearly more high-powered than them. So, as a final word, I think Dallas as a fan base and Dallas the team is new, brand new. Shout out to my boy West Coast. He was in the building. No knock on Jason Garrett. What I'm saying is this is a whole new era and need to be treated that way. I think Big Game James said it a long time ago. He was dead right. He way more right now. With the leadership of Dak Prescott and Michael Parsons, the OC said that. Say, man, these guys are writing new destiny. And I think we go show it Sunday. We go put on the show. That's my final word.
Yeah, so I'm going to jump in next, man. My final word is this, man. just maintain intensity and consistency. I feel like that the Kansas City Chiefs will make mistakes and do things to beat themselves. I feel like that it's going to be points on the board to be had, and I think the Cowboys are going to come away with this victory, man. I think it will be a close game because it's not going to be really much quit in the Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to fight to the end, but I think that this is the game that you shut up all the naysayers and everybody around the country that thinks that you're a joke and thinks that you're not elite. If I'm the coach, that's what I'm saying. Let's shut up all the naysayers and let everybody know we're the best team in the NFL, man. That's my final word.
All right, well, my final word is this. Dak Prescott is the difference, man. Dak Prescott is the difference. I think when he was drafted in 2016, I think we all thought he wasn't a finished product, and he's still not a finished product. But we thought, hey, he's still got a ways to go. He's still got to get better. And I think when we look at now 2021, this what makes me feel good about they can beat any team in the NFL now because we got a quarterback. I feel good that he can beat your quarterback and beat your team. And I really feel that I feel good in this KC matchup because to me, Dak is deciding factor now. When we seen the Cowboys since 2016 on now, it's been Ezekiel Elliott's been this and Amari Cooper. It's always been somebody else except Dak. Now it's Dak. And now we got Dak doing it. It's going to make the difference of how this season going and how we play these teams. And that's why I feel good about going into KC and beating them because of a Dak Prescott now. And I think he's the difference in 2021.
MVP Dak. And
that's
Big
my
Game
final
James. Oh, yeah. That was a good one there, Big Game James. Dak Prescott MVP level, right? You know, playing against a team that everybody know that this was the measuring stick. And, of course, regardless of how Kansas City Chiefs started off at, a lot of pundits, a lot of people said that they were going to the Super Bowl. You know, that was the Super Bowl caliber team, and they'll be back in the Super Bowl. So now the Cowboys face the 6-4 Kansas City Chiefs, and they are the 27th ranked defense. Lo and behold, we just played against the 28th ranked defense last game, right? And you guys can put the outcome down below. But this team got a little bit more firepower. But they say two things travel in the National Football League, Big Game James, Boss Cowboy, the OC. We know the defense travel, right? So the turnovers and takeaways, we should be able to get that. Excuse me, the running game also travels. So if the Cowboys stay focused and balanced with this approach, defense travel as it relates to getting the turnover, creating pressure, we got a monster over there. One can argue that two players are being candidates as Defensive Player of the Year, Trayvon Diggs as well as Michael Parsons. Both of those boys are bringing and delivering the heat. And, of course, people are trying to put the shovel on Trayvon Diggs, but all he's been doing is leading the league in interceptions, 8 of them. I've seen some people post in the comment that, hey, what about Tim Patrick, whatever his name was, who burned Trayvon Diggs? That was a couple of weeks ago. You learn from that. You know, you begin to say to yourself, okay, how can I become better? Oh, I had a rolled ankle. I'm not using that as an excuse, okay? So now we playing against a formidable team like a Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I'm quite sure that what you guys are saying, punch them in the mouth early and often, and then we hit them with the run game. Be physical. Match their physicality and overtake it. Quiet that stadium down because the stadium is going to be loud. But this is the time that the Cowboys step up and rise up and let everybody know that we are here. And just like Mike McCarthy said, he didn't say he liked Dak Prescott. He said he loved Dak Prescott. And I'm quite sure that Dak Prescott can really showcase to the world the reason why Mike McCarthy is saying those words, because he's ready and he's MVP. That's been my time. I really thank you guys for yours. That's my final word. Salute.
That's what's up. Law, real quick, could you tell everybody where they can find you?
Oh, man. You can find me at Law Nation. That's on multiple platforms. Law Nation Sports, pretty much on Facebook. If you're live watching there, be sure to hit that like button. Share. Sharing is caring, by the way. And also on Twitter and Twitch, and as well as Instagram under that handle, Laws Nation.
And where can they find you, Big?
Oh, you can just check me out. Just what it says, Big Game James. Check me out on YouTube, my Facebook, Twitter. Go out all three of those handles. Just type it in. You should see my face, and there it is.
And hey, follow Boss Cowboys Sports on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter for the latest and greatest in Cowboy sports and news. Also, Big Game James, Law Nation, and Boss Cowboy Sports. Do not forget to like these videos, share, and subscribe. Sharing is caring. Until next time, we out.
Oh, that beat dropped in good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Shout out to Cowboys next week, too.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm gonna get the button on. I'm gonna get it. Here we go.
That was it.
Yeah, man. So, and we got some events coming up, man. I can't wait to be come to Dallas. Oh my, that's gonna be crazy.
Yeah, it's gonna go down. It's going down when I get down there.
God,
he gonna take the top off the defense.
Hell yeah. What like CeeDee said, we got 3 of them. Oh.
Hey man, we done talk about Gallup all day, man.
Well, let's talk now, Law. Let's talk now. What's up? What's your thoughts on Gallup before we get out of here? The last seconds. What's your thoughts, bro?
He had a drop.
I will save it, man. We'll save it. We'll save it.
Hey, you was right though, boss. You said it yourself. You said he was dialed in at the Cowboys experience.
He was, bro. He was dialed all the way in. Dog.
You did call it. Oh,
yeah. Law, did he smile one time?
No, not one time.
You said he was dialed in, dog.
Say, I ain't never seen him like that.
You know, he always laughing.
Yeah, because he usually like to kiss babies and do all that other stuff, man. But this time, Michael Gallup, he was all business.
He had to run it up.
Yeah. Yeah, man. We're going to run it up on Kansas City.
I've been really in the field, love the rush, I love the feel. Lately, I just wanna run it up.
Feeling good.
Don't need no
Dak
deals, I
Prescott.
make the deal. Have to take it to a meal. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Yeah. Kinda check the song. Lately, I just wanna run it up. Count that too, count it up.
Man, final word, baby. Y'all watch out for the final word. We just getting started, man. Real. Just getting started, man.
Greens and pinks, it's all the same. I still save and roll my change. Take some losses when I play, charge it to the game. I'm with L, yeah, I'm with T Black, I'm with Reverend now. I'm with Bay, yeah, I'm with J, yeah, I'm with Chuck and now. Still the same, not switching sides, man, what's that loyalty? You switch sides off for the bag, and that's worth more to me. I mix Nike with designer,
Yes,
I
indeed.
experiment. You just rock what's on the shelf, and I'm not feeling it. Search for the one, but baby
Man,
girl,
it's
it's
dope.
nothing real as this. Can't trust a soul, I keep
know.
a hammer, call it too legit. I've been really in the field.
It put you in the groove. It put you in the groove, bro.